Okay, hey Frank, thanks for joining us. Guys, hashtag live if you're here live and hashtag replay if you're here for the replay. And let me know if you like my hat. Hey Kevin, how are you? Hey Frank, thanks for joining us, you guys. So we're just gonna go straight into it because that's how we do things around here. So today's special guest is Dylan. Shut the front door, that hat. Shut up. Okay, today's special guest is Dylan Carpenter. He knows a ton of stuff about Facebook ads. So I want you guys to ask questions because this is how it is. It's interactive. And smash the heart button and if you like my hat or if you're interested in Facebook ads. Okay, so hi Dylan, welcome to my group. Glad to have you here. I want my group to get to know a little bit about who you are. So tell me your origin story or how you got started into this whole creating your own agency and digital marketing world.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. So I kind of just fell into this straight up, like no lie. I feel like if I could do it, like kind of anybody can do it. So I actually graduated from Texas State University last May with a marketing degree with a sales concentration. So I'm kind of a sales guy at heart. I was doing sales in college and I almost moved to Orlando right after college to go be a custom suit tailor, and whew, thank God I didn't. So yeah, I was kind of looking around after college. I was really into sales. I wanted to do some like cool high ticket items and everything for the most part. And my brother was working for Accenture actually, which is a pretty big consulting business and whatever.
I know
But
Accenture.
so I was on Indeed. I looked up Accenture sales agent roles. So I applied for one there and I got a call, a couple of days later, and turns out it was for a Facebook contract. So I ended up getting, a job there at Facebook. I was there for about 10 months. I was a marketing expert at first and moved to a more account management role. So we started off with real basic advertisers, showed them cool stuff, audiences, what the pixel is. We're all kind of the basic levels, kind of where you're pretty much starting. And, once I pretty much killed it there, they moved me to an account management role, which is where I had 150 accounts each quarter. And the main goal was to kind of maximize their return on ad spend. So like there were like 80% agencies, 20% business owners trying to do their own thing. But it was a blast. We were technically outsourced and everything, but it was still kind of a Facebook contract. We were, in Austin and everything, free food, free snacks. It was legit. I missed that the most, 100%. But yeah, after being there for a while, I kind of realized what we were learning. So I kind of became a sponge and started, I was talking to agencies. Some knew what they were doing, some didn't. If I knew they, knew more than I would, I had to get the pen and paper out and be like, so what do y'all do for this? How about this? So I got a lot of really cool tactics from, businesses, spending probably 400 to 500K a month, making crazy good return on ad spend. So, I got to see how to, bring it from the bottom all the way to the top. So I was never a big numbers guy, but after this, I became a numbers guy, like hardcore. But yeah, so I left Facebook in February. I started Koality Media right after that, and I pretty much dived into it. So now with Koality Media, I do account management. We build chatbots, one-on-one consulting, coaching. I have 2 courses coming out next March, like we were talking about earlier, but chatbots, and it's going to be a kind of a basic Facebook ad course. So Koality Media has definitely changed from what I wanted to do in the beginning with it, but it's 100% more of the account management style. But yeah, then I actually partner up with an agency called Oxford, which is a white label agency. We attract, agencies actually, focus in building websites, doing all this other stuff. So, I'm growing their Facebook department as well. But I straight up fell into this. I got extremely lucky and kind of, dove in and made a lot of great relationships. And now I'm, working with a bunch of agencies, probably managing around, 500, 600K a month right now. So it's really fun. It's like I said, it straight came out of nowhere.
That's amazing how you have so much traction so quickly, Kevin says, let's connect Dylan Carpenter. I can turn you into a legend with JV Zoo affiliates. All right. Hit him up after this. Okay. All right. That's so awesome. So is your success from your connections, or is it because they plunge you into like doing Facebook ads tasks and getting stuff done? And tell me actually, like, what would make someone successful at Facebook ads? Do they just go take a course on it? Can they learn everything to actually have results on YouTube? Like, what is it? Like, I think an audience question would be, how can I run successful Facebook ads? Like, what's the pathway for me as someone who doesn't have all those connections, or like doesn't have a job doing Facebook ads or have an agency running Facebook ads?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, one thing I always recommend to people is the Facebook Blueprint. It's one of Facebook tools, but it's free. They have super basic, intermediate, advanced. I always recommend that for people. Also, a guy named John Loomer. That's who I followed when I was at Facebook, actually. He has some awesome content. I think I only bought one of his, it was like a video replay. So I've actually never bought a course, but I've bought a lot of replays from other masterminds like Tim Bird. He's a huge legend in the Facebook ads game. So I always get his replays. But the Facebook Blueprint, it's free. It's really awesome. I wouldn't listen to case studies in all these Facebook groups of people because it's a lot of fake stuff now. I know someone made their first $1,000, so they think they can coach someone, spend $1 million next month. So it's too common. But, I would definitely say getting familiar with the platform, understanding, I would say getting familiar with the platform is going to be the biggest thing, understanding what everything kind of does, which is kind of tricky because there's a lot of areas and there's so many tools with Facebook. So I actually have some videos on my Koality media page that kind of get down and dirty of what these cool, different little, big tools are that Facebook doesn't explain very well. For example, like if you're building an ad, you usually have different objectives like conversion, store visits, video views, and you can have the same audience and creator for all of these, but based on those objectives, they're finding people to do different things. So if you have a tendency to watch more videos on Facebook, you're probably going to be shown in that video view campaign compared to somebody in a traffic campaign because they may have a higher chance to go to the website compared to the other people. So it's a lot more about understanding what the tools can do. But I would definitely say 100% Facebook Blueprint should be the first place if you don't exactly know what to do, and just kind of go from, the ground up. And then if you stick around with it, you can get Blueprint certified, which you can get Google Analytics certified, but it is free. So I think the Blueprint certification is a little bit more hardcore, and I feel like it's more credible. But it's a lot. I will definitely, I haven't even finished all the Blueprint courses just because, I just don't have time to. And I feel like if I were to, I'd probably bomb it because there are certain things I don't do. Like there's this new Facebook watch and they measure it so weird. I ended up taking a little practice test and I bombed it. So one of these days I'll probably get it. Who knows? I don't even honestly need it right now. But I would just say, be a sponge, be eager to learn. I would definitely say be engaged in groups. Don't be scared to ask questions. There are lots of guys like me in a lot of Facebook groups. We do drop knowledge bombs every once in a while. One thing I would definitely recommend though, before you post something in a group, make sure to search it. Like just to, because sometimes a lot of these questions people ask are very common questions. So people give smart ass remarks, which sucks, but it's Facebook, people suck. Like it is what it is, but the search tool is awesome. Google's awesome. But, just, I would say understanding the platform and then understanding your audience and, kind of figure out those pain points and then find a product that would fit those pain points rather than just trying to find a product and be like, oh shit, I can sell the crap out of that. That's what I see a lot of issues with nowadays is people find a product and they're like, oh, I can sell this super easy. And, they want to get the quick sale when in reality, it's going to be way more beneficial to kind of build a brand. So, it's more about lifetime value rather than that quick, purchase. If you have them keep coming back for more and more and kind of create that little lifestyle with the brand, it's going to be way more beneficial in the long run. And you'll be able to sell it for more in the long run. So.
Good answer. Hey, hey everyone. Thanks for joining. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Nick. Hey, Rodrigo. Hey, Sala. Hey, Frank. Hey, Nick Banks. I'm going to ask some of your questions because that's how we do our meetings. It's interactive. Miss Michelle says, love the hat. Thanks, Michelle. So let's see. How can I master Facebook ads while on a budget? Like, I guess I'll add on to that question. What kind of budget do you need to have like as a person who just is running Facebook ads, tell me what you need to have before you run it. And then when you're running it, what are your expectations if you're just running, let's say, a Facebook ad that you can track sales with, like which is usually the case, right? I don't know, actually. Do people run Facebook ads to get likes most of the time? Do people run Facebook ads to get, people into their shopping carts most of the time? Or you know how you have to be like prepared somewhat before you run an ad? You can't just have nothing, I don't know, actually. This is what I'm curious to learn.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, you can use Facebook for page likes, drive people to a website, have them watch videos. The cool thing about Facebook is they know more about us than we do, and you can track anything. So for example, if you go to my website, view a specific product, add it to the cart, initiate checkout, purchase, I can track each one of those events. So I can say, hey, the people who initiated checkout, they're so close. So let me show them an ad with a super lucrative offer and exclude everybody else because they're at that final step in the stage. So I kind of really want to nurture them. That's a hot lead right there, or a hot purchase. But you can do a lot of stuff with Facebook. I mean, it really depends on the goal. I have a lot of clients. It depends on the average order value as well. It's very saturated out there nowadays. So those products that are above $30, chances are, unless you have crazy good, customer reviews and all this other stuff, no one's going to buy it on the first go around. So you kind of have to have another approach, which is where you could have more videos, kind of more of a brand awareness kind of phase where it's not as direct responsive, but it's going to catch people's attention, reel them in. And the cool part about videos on Facebook is you can retarget anyone who watched 3 seconds, like 95% of the video. So, if you have people who watch 75% of your video, you might as well retarget them. That's a pretty warm prospect. Take them to that next step in the funnel. So the Facebook pixel is similar to the cookies with Google Analytics, but it tracks profiles. So even if they didn't come from Facebook, but like chances are no one signs out of Facebook on their phone, you're getting tracked everywhere you go. So the tracking is just super neato about it. But man, I totally got sidetracked on this.
Yeah, you're like trailing off somewhere. Let's pull you back. What do you need to know before you run an ad? And then when you run an ad, let's say specifically an ad to have people buy from your order page. It's funny how I'm trying to ask you questions, not really knowing Facebook ads that well. So it's like, am I even forming questions like correctly? You could be like, oh, look at you. You're such a noob. You don't even know what to ask him.
No, you're totally fine. This stuff, I learn something new every day. It blows my mind, like straight up. Facebook's just one of those tools to kind of just reach everybody. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but realistically, you want to know your audience, find those kind of main pain points. It depends on your brand though. Before you ever run ads, you need to get to know your audience. You're going to have a lower cost, a higher click-through rate, the more relevant your ads are. So I like, hitting them on a really emotional level. So you really have to kind of find those main pain points and then kind of call out those pain points and say how your product fixes that, and then hit them with the call to action, which could be check out, this thing, get, 37% off, limited time only, get free shipping as well. So there are kind of parts to it, but you really need to kind of understand who you're targeting, because like you were saying, you could have audience sizes of, 10,000 to, 10 million on Facebook, but Facebook's 100% data oriented. So when it comes to starting a new account, I really recommend people to start off $500 a month realistically, because especially the fourth quarter, ad cost is so high this time of year. I have some accounts that are cheap, some that are higher. It just really depends on who you're targeting, because Facebook's one big auction house. So if I'm targeting people, JCPenney and Macy's is targeting, they got the biggest budgets in the West, it's ridiculous. So for those audiences, they're bidding high. So that means your ad costs are going to go up to show an ad on those people's news feeds technically. Yeah. So golly, I'm slaughtering this question.
Okay, hold on. Let me rescue you. Here's a specific one. So yeah. Frank, I know he sells soap, okay? Let's see if you can answer this question for Frank. He has 6 potential audiences.
Yeah.
Would you recommend he run 6 separate split tests for the ads or group them together and do 3 split tests with 2 different audiences for each? Okay, tell us what pain points your audience has, Frank. Like being dirty. Soap. He sells soap.
I would say in this situation though, it depends on the audience size, but I would honestly have just one campaign. Say it's a conversion campaign, like optimizing for purchases. So you house everything at the campaign level, and then you have the ad sets, and that's where the audiences are. That's like the geo-targeting, how old these people are, what their interests are. So I have the conversion campaign, and then I would have those 6 ad sets, and each one would hold that audience, and they would all have the exact same ads. That's how I would go about it. Whenever I split test, it's usually just like, it's more for creative, to be honest with you, rather than audiences. If I'm testing an audience, I'm just going to have them in their own ad set, excluding one another. But if you're spending $10 a day on each audience, I wouldn't worry about excluding it because they're most likely large enough to where, you know, Facebook may show a little overlap, but realistically, you're not going to be hitting the same people unless you're spending like $500 a day. So, you know, the audience overlap is a real thing, but it's more just kind of more at the bottom funnel side. With prospecting in large audiences, it's only going to kind of hurt you so much. It's definitely there, but in this scenario, I would honestly just do one campaign, you know, 6 ad sets, and each with, you know, 1 or 2 ads, depending on if you already have the ad set up. But me personally, I always have 4 ads per ad set. Minimum, just to kind of switch up. I'll switch up the images and thumbnail and the copy. So I have, you know, 2 images I use and 2 forms of copy. So that's kind of how I go about it there. And
okay. This is Frank, same person, same Frank. What is the limit numbers you recommend for audience size?
Yeah, good question. So this really depends on how much data you have. So this is a terrible way to put it. But if you're starting off on a new account, I would go very detailed and narrow targeting, because you want to pay for that good data, because you don't want to get crappy data into your pixel because it's going to start optimizing for shitty traffic. I hate to say it, but which is very common these days. Now, I'm trying to think of a cool way to say this. Now, whenever I use prospecting audiences, I typically use like 5 to 7 million. Now, I use a conversion campaign optimizing for purchases. Now, when I say optimizing, I can be optimizing for view content, add to cart, purchase, and you want 50 conversions a week for one of those. So if you don't get 50 purchases a week, take it a step back and optimize for add to cart. If you don't get 50 of those a week, take it a step back, optimize for view content. Now, that's kind of my top funnel. My most successful audiences are usually like 7 million plus, just because our pixels usually have so much data. So I did a split test last week actually with our #1 lookalike audience versus 0 targeting, literally nothing. And that broad campaign with 0 targeting won by like, I think it was like $1,500, and we only put like $300 into it. So it won substantially, which pretty much goes to show that the pixel has our, you know, individuals who are most likely to purchase zeroed in better than our high quality lookalike audience. So it's a cool little test like that. If you're testing 6 audiences, I would do it the way I mentioned before. But if you're ever kind of curious, you know, with just 2 audiences, that's a good way to do it. But I usually just split test kind of creatives or placements at that point. But, you know, numbers don't lie. You can break it down by placements, platforms. If you see other areas doing, you know, better, you can always kind of put that into its own little category and kind of test that as well. So, but yeah, realistically, I would say if you're a new account, you need to get some good data, laser target that stuff, find your niche. I would say those audiences could be anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million. It's going to be a little expensive, but you know, you're getting kind of better quality traffic there. But if you have a seasoned pixel who's getting a bunch of add to carts and purchases, I would say go for the higher, you know, for my top of funnel, I always have really big audiences. And, you know, I always have a middle of funnel and a bottom of funnel, but those top of funnels, you know, they freak people out with how big they are. They're like, how are you going to find people? And it's just like, it's the pixel, baby. You know, it's magical. No, but like realistically, it's pretty legit.
Wow, it sounds like you really know what you're talking about, Dylan. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Miriam, coming in live. All right, so Michelle has a question. And it might be way too broad, but I don't know, because I don't know, and you do know. How do you set up pixels for the best results?
So it depends on what platform you're using. Like with Shopify, all you do is put in the pixel code. Like it's like a 15-digit code, and you just place it in the tracking area, same as the Google Analytics. Now, if you have a custom site, you have to manually place that code in on every single landing page or every single page on the site, as well as place little specific units of tracking. So for example, these little units of tracking I'm talking about, they're called standard events in Facebook's eyes. So it's pretty much saying I can track when somebody went to my homepage, clicked on a product, looked at a product, added to the cart, initiate checkout, purchase. So you want to be able to differentiate all these people. Now Shopify, they do it all for you. Same with WordPress, but a lot of these bigger accounts have just 100% custom built websites, so they manually have to go in. It's pretty nice little snippet size, but you just place it in the header of your site. On the main pages, on the product pages, it's a little extra piece at the bottom, but it's all code that goes in the back end of your site. It's not fun to do. I hate code personally. I usually pay somebody to do it for me, but like Shopify, it's just that code you put in. It's like literally a 10-digit code rather than the big code you have to go in the back end of your site with. So Shopify makes it really user-friendly to make it so we can track super easy. But if you ever have issues, Facebook chat support is pretty legit. A lot of people don't know about this, but if you just go on Google and type in Facebook chat support, one of the first two links actually give you an option to scroll all the way down, and you can set up a messenger chat with a support rep. And I do it every single day, and they've got to hate me, but I get 75% of the stuff resolved. So if you ever have issues, don't be afraid to reach out. They're asking for it, so it's one of those things.
Wow, I didn't know this. Well, I don't know a lot about Facebook ads, but there's a chat support, so you can just bug them all day about Facebook ads?
Yeah, like disapproved ads, a business manager. Like, yeah, they have teams for everything nowadays, but a lot of people don't know about it, so they'll freak out. But it's the power. It's one of the powers of Google. But yeah, it's only from 8 to 5. But yeah, I use it way too much. But hey, Facebook sucks sometimes. Let's be real. Like, oh my gosh, we have some clients in Colorado, and it's massage place, and they're doing those CBD massages. Yeah. And maybe so when Facebook does the ad approval, they look at the landing page you're going to, of course the ad content, but if your landing page, of course we had a CBD section on there, and the ads wouldn't get approved until we remove that from the landing page. So they're breaking down pretty intense on the actual approval side, but Facebook support usually has a solid reasoning. If you don't get an answer on the ad appeal thing, whenever you appeal an ad, just go to support, give them the ad account ID, what the ad number is, and they can usually kind of get it, fixed pretty quick.
Oh, wow. Cool. Yeah. Jeffrey says he's going to turn back his ads after hearing this. But Jeffrey, you sometimes sell CBD, so I don't know if your ad is going to get approved. Because of the CBD, I don't know. Maybe for your traffic on demand solo ads program. John says, "Nice hat, Kim." Yeah, I got this idea from you, John. Thanks. All right. Salah says, "How do I set up?" Let's see. How do I set up Pixel for a website that is not mine? I'm an affiliate. Do you even do that?
No, I don't do any affiliate marketing personally, but you have to speak with whoever the web provider is. So if it's like somebody else's site, I hate to say it, but you may be SOL there. Unless they give you access to the back end, or even because that's tough, because we do a lot of webinars like going to Zoom, but luckily Zoom has a plugin where you can pop in a pixel, but a lot of these other ones, you can't track. So you would have to reach out to whoever the provider is, whoever has back-end access, and try and get it with them. I hate to say it, but that's a tough one there.
I didn't know Zoom.
Yeah, it's so new. I know. It blew my mind. I had a client tell me about it, actually. I was like, yeah, we can't do that. And they're like, hey, I found an article on it. I'm like, oh, shit. You can't do it.
Zoom is like, they have changes recently that blew my mind. Like, you can do remote control. I didn't know for the longest time. I just found out like probably a month ago that I can go in and remotely control people with my Zoom. Anyways, that's cool. I found that really cool too. Oh, okay. So you guys know webinar to Zoom. That is so cool. I'm trying to learn the whole webinar thing as well, because my class, Chromebox class, I want to automate it eventually with a webinar. So thanks for that. Hey guys, I know you are here, so smash that heart button and hashtag live if you're live, and hashtag replay if you are currently watching the replay. Dylan is giving us really awesome in-depth answers. So let me just ask him another question. Let's see. I'm gonna try different questions, you guys, than the other old ones. So, what is the first tool you would recommend? So I know, let me try to morph that question into something that applies. So Facebook ads is you going in and using Facebook, right? Are there ancillary tools? Are there tools that you would need to figure it out? I know like Ad Espresso is a good tool to figure out what other people are doing with their Facebook ads. Are there Chrome extensions? Are there web apps? Are there whatever apps? What tools do you use in your research?
Yeah, so when I research, all I do is go to Facebook pages and you can actually view their info and ads. So you can go to any single Facebook page and view their active ads. So if I get a client where I have no idea, what kind of approach to even do, I just got a law firm a couple weeks ago and I was like, ooh, some legal activity. So I had no idea what to do. So I just found the top, within the area and all these, cities, Austin, San Antonio, Los Angeles, all over the place, and looked at some of their ads, and I got some badass lead magnet ideas, and now we're implementing those and they're doing really well. So when it comes down to it, the only tools I really kind of use to help from the ad creation side is that. So I go there, you can view, I also get really good deals doing that. I'm a big deal guy. But also there's something called Facebook Niche Finder. It's FBNICH, Finder. It's a very low key product. It's in a group called Facebook Ad Buyers. One of the guys in there built it, but it basically uses Facebook's API and pulls all of their interest targeting with audience sizes. So for example, if I'm selling bowling balls, I'm trying to find bowlers. So I'd probably just type in bowling and it would pull up the top interests relevant to that based on audience size. So it kind of gives you good ideas to kind of, help find these audiences to test. But that's like a pretty much 100% for like newer accounts. I have no idea who to target like whatsoever.
Oh, okay. Facebook niche, FB niche finder. They don't want to call themselves Facebook niche finder because
I guess, dude. Just
like all the ClickFunnels and tools, they call themselves CF something. It's not like they don't use the word ClickFunnels. All right, does that answer your question? Hopefully it does, you guys. Hey Jeffrey, hey Frank, hey Joe, thanks for joining. How are you? And smash that heart button, you guys. So that's a really cool tool, Facebook Niche Finder. You told me that you could just view active ads from the page. Where do you go? Do you just are you gonna just Google it, Kim?
No. I was gonna say if I can share my screen. I don't think I can though. But what you do is, if y'all are on your desktop right now, go to a business Facebook page. This is you too, Kim. Let's do it.
Okay.
And when you go to that business page, on the far left side, it's gonna have that column of all those, home, about.
Oh, I'll go to Koality Media.
I don't have any ads up right now, actually. I don't think I do.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Elson. Okay, and then hit info, and then hit what?
Info and ads. It'll be on the far left side. Click info and ads, and then active ads after that, and you'll be able to see all of the ads they have live. And if it shows no active ads, then no. But that's a pretty cool way to find prospects as well. If anybody is looking to get in the game, I do this for a lot of accounts. I'll go to their website, see if they have a pixel. If they don't, I'll send them a message. Hey, you're missing out. Or even on their Facebook page, if I see a local business or a dentist that has like really crappy ads, I'll totally go get a teeth whitening and be like, hey, you should check this stuff out. So I honestly use that as a lead magnet at a local level. But it's pretty, if it's a crappy ad, I can do it better. I'm totally gonna try it.
How many times have you had your teeth whitened? Your teeth look really white.
4. Yeah, 4. Yeah, definitely 4. It happens a lot. That's in my other, it's a little another business scheme of mine. It's going to be a dental bot. So I got a whole, fake business page. I'm like, oh, hey, go to here, go to here. So, it's one of many ideas.
Okay, that's so cool. Guys, smash the heart button. Thanks for being here and viewing this interview. Do you buy that chair from a Facebook ad? Is Kevin's question.
Yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I did. Secret Lab. I waited to get a good deal, and I used that little Facebook trick I just showed you. Got 20% off this bad boy. But hey, I recommend a good, if y'all are sitting down all day, get a good chair. It may come off as expensive, like, oh, don't need that for a chair, but oh my God, yeah, it's so nice. My back feels great right now. Like, shoot.
Yeah, it's either a good chair or your spine.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Yeah. You can't have both. No.
You can't have both, either a chair or the spine. Okay. Let's see. Another question. What income route would you, what? Let me see. I'm trying new questions, okay? What is the most difficult thing that you've had to encounter while you were building your agency, your Facebook agency?
Oh yeah, wearing all the hats. I would say my biggest bottleneck is implementation. So like, I don't write any ads for myself. It's all referral and word of mouth. And my biggest thing is, I love to work, so I work way too much. Now, with that being said, I'm a quick guy. I get stuff done super fast. But now I'm having to be like, it's going to take 7 days, which is like my cap. So with that being said, my biggest thing is implementation. So I have 2 interns now, all hands on deck over here. I'm training them how to run Facebook ads. They're still in college, and little do they know they're going to be getting some crazy badass experience. And like whenever they graduate, it's going to be super lucrative. So that's pretty cool. But they'll be the ones building my ads, building my chatbots. So I'm kind of moving to a more strategizing role, more consulting on the side. So I want to be able to be like, hey, I want these campaigns, ads, audiences all put together, make it happen. So that's my biggest issue. Another thing was the contracts. I did just graduate from college, so luckily I had a lot of resources still, but that's the financial side and accounting side sucks. I use QuickBooks, but man, making contracts and all this stuff, I'm like, shit, yeah, if y'all want to send it, I'm totally down. I'm totally, next year is gonna be so different because this is the first year I'm kind of doing this, so I'm just going with the flow, and it's been epic. So it's definitely a weird concept, but yeah, I definitely, that's wearing all the hats. The financials just makes you want to pull your fucking hair out. Excuse my language, but oh my God, it drives me bonkers. That's like, I gotta pay somebody for that. But hey, that's where we're at. So it's cool.
Hey, problems that you want to have.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
You're like, right. Joe Kusky says, ask about QuickLinkConvert if he has it. Okay. That's like a plug for my app.
Oh yeah. I do not have it.
Ooh, okay. You're a potential person. Hey, it's an awesome app. It is. It's raved about by everyone who uses it.
What's your elevator pitch?
My elevator pitch.
Yeah, if you had 10 seconds with an investor in an elevator who was like, hey, I got $10 million right now, what would you say to him? If you wanted to blow that app up.
Oh man, I'm blanking. I wouldn't ask for an investor, but this is my elevator pitch for QuickLinkConvert. If you don't want, don't leave money on the table. If you have a Facebook group, you can ask 3 questions, and those 3 questions, one of them could be an email address. So whoever funnels into your group, the email address can be automatically sent into your email autoresponder with a few clicks. So you're automatically in their inbox. And at the same time, if your Facebook shuts down one day for whatever reason, you can take your audience with you and not feel like all your hard work has gone to waste. I need to perfect it, but that's what I have so far.
That makes perfect. That's actually a super legit. Do you know who Cat Howell is?
No. How do you spell his name?
It's a girl, but it's like Cathowell. She's huge, and like I get her hit by her ads all the time. I saw her speak at that ManyChat event, but that happened to her. She had a following of like 20,000 people in her group or something along there, and she just lost them all. And she's like, my biggest mistake there is not getting their email off the get-go. So it's like, oh, this is actually a pretty cool little thing you got going. But yeah, that's huge actually. And I don't know if you're aware when it comes to the group side, but Facebook's actually rolling out the pixels in groups slowly. So that's going to be an even cooler way to kind of target people who are in your group with Facebook ads, build audiences off them, bring more people into it. So we have one group that has it out of 8, but yeah, it's kind of rolling out extremely slow, but that's going to be a super cool thing. Facebook's going to start monetizing groups, I believe. So the groups are going to be a very awesome, thing down the road. So it's great that you're way ahead of the curve there, but groups are going to get even better, I think, 100%.
Well, I do know that when I Googled like how many Facebook groups are there, there's last recorded number is 620 million. And of course, one person can have more than one Facebook group or create more than one. But generally, when I speak to people, they only have like a few Facebook groups. But then I am in my bubble, so I don't know. I don't know how many Facebook groups a person have on average. However, 620 million, that's a lot. So what I did was I created a partnership program as well, so that you could give away this powerful tool to your audience in exchange for an email. So that's another thing. If you have already a huge group and you didn't ask for their email along the way or something, and you're just talking to them on a Facebook level, but then you want to start extracting their email, you could post something like, hey, there's this software I'll give away for free. It retails for X amount of dollars. All I need is your email address. And then then you'll start extracting their email from your existing group. So that's
that's good. Do you have any kind of case studies for people who have maybe done it for ecom for the groups that aren't software related, but kind of just show an actual, testimonial from somebody who maybe had an ecom group or maybe a skincare group where they were able to say, hey, we had none of these people's emails. We posted this one thing using a strategy, and here's how many, emails we got out of it, and it cost us $5 or something. Do you have that kind of stuff?
I have again, I just launched this thing, but I do have screenshots of people who've done it successfully on their just page. And only my partnership people who pay for the partnership have the ability to do that. And I have like a small group of people who are doing that to their individual audiences. So I have seen posts be successful, like with hundreds of comments and lots of emails given for just their own personal thing, for their personal profile. Specifically e-commerce, no, because none of my partners are like specifically e-commerce people yet. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do an e-commerce case study or give a partner that ability and see if I can get testimonial. But why e-commerce? What is your question really? Like, what's your real question? You have some e-commerce clients?
I have quite a few. I was more curious on the way you were kind of pitching it and like what kind of people you were going after for it. Because it seems like it was a very niche type of market you're going after currently. But like you were saying, it's fairly new, so it's one of those things.
Well, my customer avatar right now are people with an audience and people who feel like they might lose, like they spent all this time building up their Facebook group. It's a way to back up their people. And at the same time, it's a way for their people to love them for something. And also if they have like any kind of product, they could attach it to their existing product. Let's say they're selling something, they could attach it as a free thing and say, hey, you also get this software to grow your own audience. So I don't know, forming it out. I don't know.
Yeah, you pretty much answered the question right there. So I mean, I would say the biggest thing is, hey, do you want all your group's emails, that kind of stuff? That would catch my attention. So but yeah, that's cool. That's different. I love technology and hearing stuff like that.
Kevin has a question. Where do we find Dylan's course and or group? Do you have a group, Dylan?
Yeah, so it is, I forgot what it was. So it's Facebook Ads and Funnel Ninjas - Digital Marketer Mastery. So it's my buddy, me and John Bashinsky's.
That's a mouthful. Can you like tell it to me slowly?
Yes, so Facebook ads and funnel ninjas
Facebook ads and funnel ninjas.
dash digital marketer mastery.
Marketer mastery. Okay, show. Oh, it's so small now. Facebook ads and funnel ninjas dash digital marketer mastery. You guys probably want to join his group because from what he's telling me, he knows his shit.
Yeah, and I mean, in these groups, I'm the kind of guy who comments and stuff. So I mean, if you post, something and you have questions, I'll probably comment. So, I'm pretty social. I'm always on Facebook, so go around.
Yeah. All right, cool. But so that's your Facebook group. Do you have a course, or you say you're launching it? You don't already have one, but you're launching one?
Yeah, so coming March, I'm going to have a chatbot course and a Facebook course. So I'm going to have a beginner level and intermediate and advanced for each one of these. So I'm actually about to start teaching college students chatbots. So I was able to get in touch with the professor and be like, hey, you should totally let me come in and teach this. And I was like, look, so I showed him a case study and he's like, all right, that's legit. Like, yeah, you come on in. So that'll be cool. I'm probably going to do that in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, there'll be a big test subject because the chatbot side is a little bit different because that's moving so much faster than Facebook. But yeah, I'll have a Facebook ads course up in March. It'll be 3 different sections, but it's going to be extremely nitty gritty and really kind of hands-on with a lot of cool videos and user content. And
when are you starting to teach that professor class? Like when?
Yeah, so that's actually going to be, so finals started right now. So it's not going to be till like early January, I think.
Okay, because I was thinking, you could even stream it live for the small beta people.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like the physical people, you could have you could sell your beta class to the virtual people and they'll watch it.
That's actually a very good idea. I'm
Thank you.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Value add. This is the dolphin value add.
I'm gonna write that one down real quick. Shit. Cool.
Yeah, pre-sell it for $97 a pop. Okay. I don't know. Hey guys, thanks for still being here. #live and smash the heart button. Thanks, Robert, for joining us. Michelle says, what is the best front end offer to get people to opt into a funnel and price? Is that Facebook ads question? For Facebook ads? I don't know.
So it depends on the product. If it's like, if it's an impulse buy kind of product, then I would make it super direct responsey. We did one with the product that was on Shark Tank, and it was, I'm not going to go in depth, but of course we say, hey, it was on Shark Tank. This is a limited time offer. Get 37% off, free shipping. Get it today with a little clock timer. Have the link right there. So it's very direct response, and that's for our top of funnel. But it's pretty much just calling out Shark Tank, limited time offer, get 30% off and free shipping. That's working really well. Any kind of discounts work really well too. People love discounts. So like for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I know it's not relevant right now, but we had, of course, out of all of our e-com accounts, there was one product in there that was 70% off. So of course, everything else, 15, 20% off. And I'm like, hey, get up to 70% off. So people are like, what? But in reality, of course, the one they want is, only going to be 10% off or something. So I would definitely, it's a real thing. I love it. I clicked it. But that's one way to do it. If you have a more kind of pricier product where people aren't going to buy on the first time, I do more of a content marketing approach. So for skincare, for example, our average order value is $75. So it's not usually something people buy immediately. So I like to do blog posts. So more of a content marketing approach, which would be, we got this one up a couple days ago. Hey, these are the top 5 skincare ingredients you're not going to want to miss out this holiday season. So it's nothing ad related. It's an ad, but little do you know, you're going to go to my blog post and I'm going to retarget you with 5 different kind of ads. So that's the kind of first step in the funnel there. You've already seen my branded page. You've had an article. You learned a little something. Of course, the article is kind of calling out these main points I know these products will fix. So then I hit them with those products with those same pain points mentioned in the article. And then once they click on a product, that little pixel, it fires and says, hey, Kim viewed this product. So now I have another ad going saying, hey, Kim, you forgot this item in your cart. Here's 10% off. And it's showing the exact same thing you were looking at. So you can kind of follow them all the way through. So a lot of it can be automated. There's a term called Evergreen Funnels I do for a lot of business coaches where they have live webinars going every single Wednesday, and we just keep it running, but it's just a replay. So you have to refresh some things every once in a while, but it's considered evergreen, so you don't have to kind of touch it. But yeah.
Wow. Wait. So if I make a course, and then I can hire you because you have an agency to help me with my Evergreen webinar?
Yeah.
Really?
It's fun. Yeah. So like what we do is we drive people to a webinar page, and it's usually it's for a free webinar, but the main offer we get people to stick through, because we saw a lot of people dropping off. We're like, hey, if you stick through the whole thing, we have something you're not going to want to miss out on. So of course we're going to, depending on the coach, we have an offer at the end of it. But that alone got, probably 20-25% more people to actually stick out through the whole video. And based on that, if any of y'all are in the coaching scene, lead magnets are where it's at. So like at that ManyChat conference, I forgot her name, but she was, she used to work at Digital Marketer, and she's priced, so she was crazy cool. But she spent like $6.5 million on her coaching ads, and she was saying to get somebody to convert on her like $10,000 course, I believe, it's 2 to 3 lead magnets. So don't think you're just going to, out of the gate, give them one piece of value and it's going to work. Chances are, maybe not. So I would definitely say have, at least 5 lead magnets prepared always. That could be a PDF. Here are the top 5 tips to keep your skin clear. We have a webinar, check a sneak peek of the first 5 minutes here. So there are a lot of ways you can go about it. Have them take a quiz. People love quizzes. Hey, do you have what it takes to sell your own home? Hell yeah, I do. I'm gonna be triggered and be like, I know I do. So I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna be triggered.
Yeah, I do ads for like Austin Pets Alive in Austin down here, and we had one ad that I wanted to kind of test out, and everybody's kind of criticizing pit bulls and stuff. So it was a pit bull adoption. It was a very specific ad, and that specific one hit people, super emotional, to where it kind of triggered them, to where because the way Facebook works, the more people who comment, like, and share on an ad, the more Facebook's going to show its people, because it's like, hey, Facebook, people are enjoying this ad. Let's show it to more people. So even though it was negative, maybe comments on it, about pit bulls, that was boosting my ad, getting me more organic reach. So I was like, bring it, bring it on, So sometimes, it's the algorithm's pretty weird sometimes, but it's really cool if you know how to kind of work it.
Awesome. So you told me like 3 magnets. What's the other 2?
Yeah, so we use PDFs, quizzes, webinars. A lead magnet is just anything of value, really. It could be a case study. That's a good one. A
testimonial? That's a lead magnet?
Kind of. I don't know. I would use it for a credit. So I do middle funnel. So my middle funnel in ads is to kind of build the credibility and trust, because people want to do business as they trust, or you know what I mean. So my middle funnel ads, it's people who've been to my site, went to my Facebook page. Chances are I'm gonna have a testimonial from little Susie, saying, "Oh my God, I love this product. It was so cool," because people like seeing that stuff. And if you want to really kind of boost some sales on an ad, we did a pretty cool test a couple weeks ago where we had 2 of the exact same ads. One was going to a cold audience, and one went to our previous purchasers, the people who purchased in the past previously. Yeah. So what we did is we got all the people who purchased in the past. We knew it was only going to them, and they were commenting, "Oh my God, I have this. I love it. This was so cool. This changed my life." So the top 5 comments were people who had the product. So what I did then is take that specific ad and bring that to a cold audience, to where those top 5 comments were from people, "Hey, I bought this, I loved it." And that ad alone did, the ROAS was probably, I think, 4 times more, because that was the first thing they saw. They were the pinned, comments. So that was something kind of cool I read somewhere. I don't know, maybe in a group called Ad Leaks. But yeah, I tried that out, and it made a lot bigger of a difference than I thought it would. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
so put ad, whoops, I misspelled ad, but whatever, to one audience. Then you pin the comments. Do you actually pin comments, or is it just the comments on the top?
So it's kind of weird on Facebook. So you have to build the ad and publish it, and then so it's called Ads Manager, where you run the ads from. but there's a little section, it's called the page post section, and you have to manually pull that page post ID for that ad and then bring it back into the ad, which is really weird. But so if I build an ad and duplicate it, 5 times, it's going to be 5 different ads technically. But if I build one ad out, get the same post ID, and then duplicate that 5 times, all those ads are going to have the exact same social proof. So in the case before, we may have 5 ads. One has 1 like, the other has 3 likes, 5 comments. They all have something different. But in the second scenario with what we're doing here, all of them have the exact same thing. They're just racking up with the audiences because some audiences may be, more engaged than the others. So it's a cool way to get social proof a little bit faster because you'll be able to find, those winning ads a lot faster.
Oh man, I think that's like your best tip.
That's a good one. I love that because a lot of people, they duplicate stuff when it could have a lot of good social proof, or they'll go in and edit something and not realize it gets rid of all the posts, the comments, likes, and shares. So social proof does a lot on Facebook. The algorithm in February really screwed the organic reach side. If any of you do Instagram, you probably saw a drastic drop in organic reach. So it definitely affected it. So the more social proof you can have on ads really does help now because, if you were to reach 20,000 people paid in the past, you would hit like 8,000 organic, but now it's like 2,000. So it's substantially lower. It's a more pay to play model. They're just doing Google stuff,
Awesome. Hey guys, do you still have questions? Let me know. We're gonna be wrapping this up soon, within the next 10 minutes. I usually don't go over an hour, but we can go on if you have questions. If you don't have any, then too bad. I'm asking mine. Hey Simon, thanks for joining us. And Kevin says, "Who doesn't like little Susie?" All right, cool.
Little Susie.
All right. Let's see. New questions. I asked the same questions over and over again, and today my friend Jeffrey, he's like, "Kim, here's some new questions you can ask." I'm like, are my interviews getting old? Okay. Let's see. So the most difficult, I asked you that already. Oh, this is an old question, but I'm still gonna ask it. If you were to start over, Dylan, and it's not like you built this business for like the last decade or anything like that, but if you were to start over, what would you do? Would you still go? Like, what would you do? Let's say you lost everything, like the 30-day book concept. How would you start over, given that you still have your place and you're not a homeless person on the streets?
Do I have my knowledge though?
Yeah, you have everything in your head still. You just don't have your agency and clients. Yeah,
so I would probably go door to door to local businesses. I am a super sales guy at heart. I truly am. Dentists, chiropractors, restaurants. I'll go to every single one of these 10 times a day, maybe every other day. You could go pitch a restaurant owner right out of the gate, but if you go to the bar, get to know him twice, just go 2 times, and then you pitch him, I guarantee you're going to have better success there. But yeah, I would honestly be doing some pretty crazy stuff. I mean, when I left Facebook, I emailed the top 25 startups in Austin. I was a real kind of go-getter when I kind of came out. So I was reaching out to everybody I kind of possibly could. Craigslist, find people. Realtors are a really good one. That thing I mentioned before on Facebook, how you can go view people's ads. If I knew if I had some killer case studies for realtors, for, chatbots and all this other stuff, I would just literally reach out to every single realtor in Austin and Dallas and just, bombard them with case studies. Hey, try this, because chances are if I hit up 100 of them, I guarantee I'll be able to get 10 of them. I think that'd be a no-brainer personally. But yeah, if I lost everything, I would just get right back to ground zero. So, I mean, luckily I've invested a lot in my kind of, it's myself, the knowledge side of it. So luckily, it's definitely kind of paid off to where, I can just kind of completely start from scratch with the, really good amount of knowledge. Cause I mean, it's cool. It's a fast moving industry. I wanted to write a book, but by the time I'd be done, it'd be outdated and shit. So I was like, but Yeah, I would definitely just go super hard salesy. People just be social, but like I would definitely go for the restaurants and I would go for more of the chatbots out of the gate because I have some cooler case studies for those. And then I would kind of move on to the Facebook ads because they kind of all correlate together. So I could just do one giant package, or I could just blow their minds the first month and be like, all right, hey, what's your marketing budget? We're about to scale you up. So, it depends on the client as well. But at that point, I'd be going for a volume-based model rather than quality. I would get everybody I possibly could. And, maybe it wouldn't be the pricing I want, but if I had started from scratch and I was that screwed, I would have my prices. And I know it, so I, cool. Hey, it's been a year. Good stuff. The prices are going up. You got grandfathered in. Good stuff. But tough one. Yeah.
I could totally see you talking to someone at the bar. Hey, restaurant owner.
Oh my God, that's so me. I have this code on my phone to where you can instead of course I have so much shit on there, but my background is an actual chatbot code. So every time I go to a networking event, I always have that on my phone. So, oh, hey, do you have a card? I'm like, no, I got a chatbot. Get your messenger out. And they're always like, what is he talking about? They always like, oh, this guy probably sucks. And then they see what it is and they're like, holy crap, this thing is so cool. But now they're in my bot. I can message them whenever I want. Plus, it kind of creates a really different experience to kind of really see what chatbots can do. I think they're easier to sell than Facebook because you can actually show them an example. Like I was saying for that dentist page, you click on get started, you can set an appointment, go to the website, call, view the hours. So realistically, all these things are questions you ask your dentist, before so that's, an hour a day of receptionist work. So you're realistically saving, the front office 30 hours a month. So if you, put that into, monetary, that could be, $15 an hour. So they're saving, 450 up to, 750, just depending on what they kind of pay the receptionist. So you can kind of go mathematical like that, or just show them cool stuff. So it's kind of, it depends who you're talking to though as well. I'm really good at reading people, I think. So there are some guys who are more emotional, some guys more analytical, it's one of those kind of things you just kind of have to, I play a lot of stuff by ear and, kind of just go with the flow, and luckily it's worked out this far. But, there are different, strings you pull for different people when it comes to the whole business, cycle, I would say.
Yeah, no, I can tell. I feel like sold already, even though I don't have any restaurant or dentist place. All right, so what if, hey guys, hashtag live and smash the heart button and all that good stuff, and hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Man, you guys are hitting me with questions now, huh? More questions. How do you get that chatbot? Where do you get that chatbot app thingy? Is it a QR code that you made, or what do you do?
Yeah, they can see me. I was like, can they see me? Actually, let me show y'all.
They'll do it right now and have their mind blown. Let's take a screenshot.
So that's literally it. So like they just go open it. But yeah, I just use the ManyChat. You have to have ManyChat Pro. It's $10 a month. You can't go wrong. It's so cool. You get so many cool options. But yeah, so what I did, you just build the code. I sent it to my email. It's really hard to get on your iPhone, I will say that, but it's so cool. We'll have some business cards coming in the next couple of days with them on there. We have different bots for different things. So, I mean, if you think about it, if you go to a coffee shop, that'd be the easiest sell because everybody goes to a coffee shop. They may need the Wi-Fi code. So if you have a little koozie, hey, if you need the Wi-Fi code, take a picture of this. Now they're in your bot and they get the Wi-Fi code. So it's a free lead right there. And you could send them a message, on your slowest day, hey, we have half off coffee today. So when you're able to kind of paint a picture like that for these business owners, it's really a no-brainer. Because it's kind of a free thing to get them into your bot. It's kind of hard for them to understand though, because email marketing is kind of similar, but I hate kind of comparing the two, but I love comparing the click-through rates because they're so crazy different. But something I'm finding out is that emails are worth more. I had a buddy who was saying 77 chatbot subscribers are an equivalent of one of his emails, and he's more B2B. And I was like, what? But it's times are changing. It's so new, so everybody's still testing stuff out. But from a free point of view, you can put that sticker anywhere you want, and people are starting to know what to do with it. So if you can get them into your bot for free, that's a free lead. If I've ever heard one. So, and if you have a coffee shop on your table, that's your ideal person. So It's pretty cool stuff, you know.
That is amazing. That is such good tips. I feel like I learned so much from you. And it's free.
Yeah, they have a free version, and it's so cool. The pro does a little cooler stuff, but yeah, for the free one, it's called the Facebook Common Growth Tool. So if y'all want to do something really cool, you know, for example, if you have some really colorful stuff, or you just want some engagement and get them into your chatbot, you could do, you know, for a pizza place, hey, what's your favorite, you know, kind of pizza? Every time someone comments pineapple, ham, bacon, sausage, that comment triggers the chatbot. So I can essentially save to say, hey, Kim likes pepperoni pizza. You know, I have that pretty much tagged as her custom field. So 7 days from now, I can send you a message and be like, it's pepperoni pizza time, Kim. You know, to kind of really, you know, I know what you want at that point. So it's a really cool way to kind of engage people. That's free. That's free right now. So you can put that on any kind of post, you know, people comment, you know, specific wording. It's legit. It's legit. ManyChat's going to be getting saturated very quick because it is so cool and free.
Wow, that gives me an idea for group convert. Like if you're a community member and you're like, hey, I'm giving away this software, all I need is your email address, then they comment, sure, and then they get instantly into the chatbot world.
You can do that for free right now. So you have so for the free version, you can do it in the Facebook comments or the Messenger referral URL. So what that is it just makes a link. You click on the link, it goes right into the bot. So what growth tools are the different ways to get people into your bot. So on the free version, you have the comments growth tool. Someone comments, they get a message, and then the Messenger referral, which is where you can go in your group. Hey, if y'all want a super lucrative offer, click the link below, click get started, and you're good to go. And you know, they're in your bot, you know, once they engage with you. So it's pretty lucrative. Yeah. That's
what I do I do the Messenger ref URL for if anyone wants anything. Like I send them there first before they go to an opt-in page instead of like direct linking. Then they're in my bot.
Yeah. I feel like when Facebook knows you're getting people to stay on Facebook or Messenger, they're going to favor your ads a little bit more. There's a quiz tool called a WooBox. It's on Facebook. It's like one of Facebook's native tools, actually. We did a split test for that, driving traffic to that link versus like a website quiz. And we were getting leads at 4 cents with WooBox and like $1.04 from the site. So because the cool thing about WooBox, it's on Facebook. So on that left-hand column, it's going to be right there. So since we're keeping people on Facebook, Facebook sees that and they're like, oh, people are going to stay. So like our CPM to show 1,000 ads, it was like 40% cheaper. Our click-through rate was like 10% higher. It was ridiculous. But like Facebook knows, they know all, you know.
WooBox, you guys. Kevin says, I need to figure out this ManyChat stuff. There needs to be a course on how to build businesses with ManyChat and Facebook. Or is that coming in March?
It's coming in March.
Yeah, so watch out for it.
There are a lot. Oh, ManyChat actually has a course right now, y'all, and it's free. So ManyChat has a course as well, and it's actually really good. It's kind of a lot of videos. I'm very antsy and hard to sit still, so I have not finished one video, to be honest with you. I'm the kind of guy who just goes in and just starts breaking stuff, you know, in the platforms to see what it does, and I feel like I learn faster that way personally.
Me too. I go in and I click around, click, 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 click. But what is it? Sometimes people are like, Kim, did you read the manual? I'm like, who reads the manual for anything these days? So there are courses out there though that talk about Facebook ads for local businesses. Have you ever looked at those at all? Like there's one by Dan Henry. I've seen his ads circling around and people say that they like it. You mentioned that things get outdated if you make a Facebook ad course. Like,
well, that was for the book. If I wrote a book, I feel like it would be more tedious than an actual course. I feel like the course would be a little bit better. But yeah, I feel like courses, they're going to be getting outdated fairly quicker because technology is just getting better and better with all these, you know, new APIs and algorithms on algorithms, you know, for algorithms. It's just stupid. So, you know, it's getting way better and it's getting way faster. So, I mean, they roll these things out in waves. So, that's the thing that sucks about kind of Facebook with what I do is I have a lot of accounts. So I have some with the newest stuff and some with the oldest stuff. So it limits me, I would say, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Got to roll with the punches there. But I would say for a mini chat course, I'm actually about to buy one and a book. This guy, Matt Plapp, Mattplapp. I met him at an event and I didn't even realize who I was talking to, but I've seen him in the group like 20 times and I felt like an idiot. That's the thing about this industry. I feel like you meet people and you don't realize, who they are, what they do. And then it's like, shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
shit.
yeah.
No.
I see it all the time.
I had a guy tell me a story and he was at some huge event and he was sitting next to this guy and he was like, yeah, he was in his sweats. He stunk. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And he's like, just here to learn some new stuff. And turns out that kid was like a multimillionaire and he was speaking and the guy was like, shit, I just kind of bashed that kid. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, this industry is, I haven't left my house in 12 days. So, I'm totally kidding. No, I love that. No, but,
you get your groceries delivered.
I honestly do. I'm bad. If I want to like chill, I'm going to the couch or on the balcony and like not doing anything. So it's good. Oh God.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. Okay. It's Matt Plapp, Plapp. Sorry, you guys, Matt Plapp.
He's got a book too. It's like 86 Reasons Not to Do Something with Your Restaurant. I just ordered that book actually. I haven't read it, but I know when it comes to chatbots and restaurants, he's the number one. He's the number one guy I would say on my list. If I was going to learn from anybody, and I believe he has a course, either the course or the book. I don't know. I bought the book, but he may have a course, but I'm going to find out in the next week or so. But yeah, he's one of the top dogs when it comes to the restaurant side. He's got some really cool case studies. If you go to the mini chat and go to the case study section, he did rapid fire pizza. I honestly have done that tactic a couple of times. So it works. It's pretty cool. Would recommend it.
All right, Matt Plapp.
Yeah.
So if you were, John Vaughn is plugging his stuff. John says he has a mini chat course with 100+ hours of videos.
Nice.
Actually, he's the guy that I asked you about before we went live. I said that he was a mini chat certified. What is it called? A partner.
Yeah, I've seen. I think I'm friends on Facebook with him. I know I've seen his name, but I don't know if I can put a name to a face. But
yeah,
wild industry. That's cool. 100 hours. That's a lot. That's some good content there. That's like a Netflix and chill night with just mini chats. I'm like, ooh. I buy these replays. They're like 5 hours long of like these guys talking, in Bangkok about Facebook ads, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, analytics. It's so corny, but I love that shit.
Wait, where do you buy the replays? Usually when I think of buying, it's like a course. And you buy replays? What?
Yes.
Is that like a summit?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a group called Facebook Ad Buyers and Ad Leaks. And there's a guy called Tim Bird. He's like the god of Facebook ads. I do a lot of like tactics from him. But yeah, they have masterminds and they're really expensive. They're like $5K to like $10K just for like a 3-day kind of thing, it seems like. But yeah, so there's one called Purple Knowledge Lab. That guy's he's a boss. But they have a really cool, it's called Geek Out Replay. If you do Facebook ads and lead gen, you 100% want to get that. I think it's just like $1,000, but you get unlimited replays. But yeah, these the events are so expensive, so the replays are fairly expensive too, which kind of sucks. But you get your money back quick if you're able to implement it. I always implement everything the night of, just because I'm a kid, on Christmas, like let's do it, yes. But I've made all my money back every single time, so it's pretty cool. I just got a ticket for Vegas on January 8th or 9th it's a Facebook ecom mastermind, I think, or I don't even know what it is, but it's an iStack event. If anybody's into ecom, that'll be in Vegas. That's going to be super badass. And tickets are cheap right now. I think they're like only $750. So that'll be an epic week there. But you'll be the guys who are speaking are the ones who have like the $5,000 in mastermind courses. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna, even if I don't go, which I already have my tickets, but apparently it's the same week as some big ass conference. Everything's so expensive with the hotels. So I'm going to play it by ear and just wing it. I have an old hockey coach out there, so maybe he'll let me crash on the couch.
No, I have some friends in Vegas. Maybe I can hook you up. But my friend in Vegas, one friend is a girl. I don't know if she's like, yeah, let's have the random stranger. But I do have some people, so maybe I can help you out.
Yeah, hit me up. We'll talk.
All right, cool. So let's wrap this up. I mean, I'm having so much fun just talking to you. It's so cool. Let's see, you guys. Let me just check the audience one last time. Matt Plapp. Hey, thanks for still hanging around. This is one is going into the vault to watch again. I mean, I do all these interviews with, people like you, like experts who are in your field, and it's so valuable. Like, this is the replay. If they're going to watch the replay, they'll learn so much from, like, I had someone that's Instagram expert and all this stuff, and I'm hoping I'm giving you guys value with my time. Hey, Jason, thanks for joining, but we're about to leave. What?
That's funny.
Frank says, long badass interview. Thanks, guys. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I don't see any questions. Just you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. Let's see. Oh, I do have one last question. So you said that if you were to start over, you would do the same thing. You would go knock on door to door and get into them. Like, that's really old fashioned. Like, you don't use technology. Like, I know John, he built out this thing called RoboContact where it will target the local people based on keywords. So you type dentist, it'll not only tell you all the dentists and their social media profiles and their LinkedIn and everything in your area, but it'll also send them an email, a cold email, if they have a contact form on their web page. So it's like, hey, and then they could reply back. But I don't know if that's a tactic you ever use, or you feel like you'll get into their spam box. Or
I do that a bunch. I mean, I send emails out all the time. Like I said, I go to other agency websites, and if they don't have a Facebook pixel, I always put in like an inquiry just to like kind of fuck with them, to be honest with you. Because if an agency doesn't have a Facebook pixel, I'm like, dude, what do y'all do, man? It's a scam. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of outreach just in general. But if I was in that specific situation, I'm more of a face-to-face guy. So, if I could just kind of put myself out there, get to know the individual, I think I would have a better conversion or closing rate there. Of course, I go back to the analytics of it, of course, but, I'd blast some stuff out on LinkedIn and, Facebook, probably, but I would say my main thing where I'd have fun with is just going out to these different businesses, kind of showcasing, getting down and dirty, yeah, door to door, that's pretty extreme, but
that is.
I did in college, and it was actually pretty shitty. It's as shitty as it sounds.
In college, I tried selling painting. How they have that program where you paint homes and stuff. I don't know if you ever looked into that, but yeah, like there's so many door-to-door activities that college students can do. So I know some of the people watching the replay probably have the money to pay you for an agency job. Do you take clients that are just online only, or do you try to look for more local people?
Yeah, so I do both, honestly. Local's fun. I like being in Austin. I love being face to face. Like, well, I'll go there and do business stuff and face to face. But yeah, we have a ton of brick and mortars, e-com sites who have never had a physical store. People who sell out of their living room. I mean, if it's a cool item that I think has potential, even if it's something new, I love that stuff. I mean, I'm pretty new into this, so I'm looking to grow with a lot of, badass experts. So I'm just kind of, getting out there and just seeing what's all out there. But I would say, God damn it, I'm getting so off. It's been such a long day. I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
Get back on track.
I don't remember the question.
My question is, so if okay, specifically me, how much would you charge me if I was like, okay, Dylan, I'm ready for you to help me with Facebook ads and automate a webinar. Like, what is that? Do you have to like think of a number, or do you have to like, I don't know. What's your package? Basically?
Yeah, so it's based on ad spend. So of course, the more you spend, the more you're going to pay. I typically have a setup cost, which is $500, and that'll be the first month along with the monthly retainer. And that monthly retainer can range anywhere from $500 to, you know, $3K. But probably more depending on ad spend, because we have a couple of accounts who spend like $300K a month, and you know, that's a fun, you know, ad spend to take from. But we have a lot of, you know, people who spend $300, and yeah, you know, if y'all are in the group, I do account audits. I usually do it for like $100, but you know, I'll do them for free. You know, take a look at your ad account. If you've done anything on Facebook, set up a follow-up call for 30 minutes. I'll give my recommendations, what to fix, that kind of cool stuff. And hey, if you like it, you're more than welcome to kind of hire me to kind of do your Facebook ads. But I would definitely say, in your situation, depending on what you spend, I would just waive that setup cost and just probably do a flat 500 out of the gate.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, because I have a lot of cool resources for that webinar. If you ever need assistance, you know, feel free to reach out. This was a blast. I love this stuff, so I'd be more than happy to kind of help you out.
Yeah, the hookups. Well, I can pay, and I will for, you know, it feels like just from speaking to you for an hour, I'm like, oh, you know your stuff. Like, you know, I actually talk to you. You're not like a random person online that I'm Googling about, you know? So like, that's how it is, though. If you hire anyone to do Facebook ads, that's how it is. That person's random until, I don't know, still random. So
yeah, it's usually different because I have people in Ireland, Dubai, Wales. We run ads to Slovakia. We're everywhere. So I video chat with a lot of people, and man, I always look like just absolute death. It's so wild. I don't know how they put up with it, but yeah, it's a different kind of, you know, everything is so digital nowadays. You don't actually see people, so I feel like it's just different. But I'm a rambler. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm on the same. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Michelle says that she needs an ad consult. There you go. One person.
Yeah, feel free to send me a message on Facebook.
Yeah, and say that you know Kim Dang, because that's how it is. Just kidding. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let Dylan go because it's a long day and he's stuck around for over an hour. And so Dylan, what I'm going to do is click end broadcast, but we'll still see each other, and then I'll say bye to you there. But so I don't cut you off right now.
Yeah, you're fine.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. Bye. Oh, yeah. If you liked that video, then you will love all the resources that I have over at kimcdang.com. That is KIMCDANG.com. There you will find all my courses, my extensions, all the offers that I have, as well as a lot of free resources if you are just getting started.